Here's something that doesn't get talked about enough: the role that outer space is quietly playing in modern military conflicts. And I don't mean that in a science fiction way. I mean right now, today, satellites orbiting Earth are actively tracking missile launches, relaying information to military forces, and helping determine where those missiles are headed, all in real time. There are crews stationed inside these dome-shaped radar facilities, and the moment a missile launches, the heat it produces gets picked up instantly from space. That's how advanced this has gotten. Space isn't just where we send telescopes anymore. It's become a layer of the battlefield that most people don't even think about. And that brings up something worth understanding: why the US is in such a rush to get back to the moon. NASA's Artemis program is preparing to send astronauts around the moon very soon, with a longer-term goal of actually building a base there, specifically near the South Pole. Now, why does that matter? Because China has announced the same exact plan, targeting the same exact region. Whoever gets there and establishes a presence first shapes what that territory looks like going forward, scientifically, economically, and from a national security standpoint. NASA Administrator Jarek Isaacman has been pretty direct about this. The gap between the US succeeding and falling behind is being measured in months, not years. There's also a longer-term piece to this that's easy to overlook. The US is investing in nuclear power and propulsion technology for space travel, not for weapons, but for efficiency. Chemical rockets can get you somewhere, but they're essentially a one-way trip at the scales we're talking about. Nuclear propulsion would allow spacecraft to carry more, travel further, and actually return. The moon base would serve as a testing ground for all of this, and eventually the goal is Mars, where astronauts could potentially produce their own fuel on the surface to make the journey home. It sounds far off, but the infrastructure being built right now is what makes that possible later. One thing worth keeping in mind as you follow all of this: a lot of the more sensitive details, like whether adversaries are actively trying to interfere with the US satellites or using space assets in ongoing conflicts, are intentionally kept out of public conversation. That's not a bad thing, that's just the nature of national security. What we do know is that the US has signed a national space policy prioritizing American presence and protection in space. Private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are central to making that happen, and the competition with China for influence beyond Earth is very real and already underway. It's a lot to take in, but it's worth paying attention to.